entering a brand new era. Things are not quite so old school. There's tons of exclusive content, should be pretty cool. 24 full years of questing, to make sure devs were doing great. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2008. Welcome back to August 5th, 2008. The rebuilding of all of our different things that we had to get rid of is going as well as I could hope, I suppose. Got the adamant hatchet, went and mined some adamantite and luminite, which doesn't exist but is required to make adamant. Smelted that into a bar, smithed it, easy. Got the Ring of Life back. Had to go mine some gold and a diamond, craft the diamond, smelt the gold, craft the ring, enchant the ring. That was fine. So now the only thing we need is the Amulet of Glory. We have 2 of those in the house, but we can't take them off the walls for some reason. This was a bug that was fixed in 2015, but apparently is back again. So, we have come to Poro. Oh boy. Where we're going to be hunting magpie implings for the chance of getting the crystal keys. You'll want to make the glory from there. And also dragon implings that could just give us a glory or dragonstone amulet or whatever. Few options could technically work. And also ninja implings because they could have some money. Because we kind of need some more money here. We are getting a little low. We will make plenty of money once we actually get to what we're trying to do here. Got the crystal bow, full charge, ready to go. It's gonna be great. But doing stuff in Poro is also not as easy as it could have been. There is no store all the things with Ilnock Inquisitor or buy more jars from him or anything. So we had to go and make our own, which was a whole process. To make an impling jar, you need a butterfly jar and impropellant, which is made from anchovy paste and flowers, and it's in a still, and the still still had oil in it, so I need to go get sand and seaweed to make soda ash, to make molten glass, to make a lamp, to take the oil out, because we didn't need the oil for our bullseye lantern the first time we did it, and then I got all that together, used everything together to make that, put it in the impling jar, brought the 1 jar in a regular butterfly net here, caught 1 impling, traded in for 3 jars, traded those in for, got more, traded those in for 9 jars, went back out, got the amount of things I needed to trade in to get the magic butterfly nets, and now I have more jars. I got runes for a bunch of entangles to make it easier to hold the implings as I run around constantly looking for 3 specific implings and not all the new ones that are taking up the space. It is a process here. Like nature implings, technically in the rare slot, but honestly with how many, like, especially zombie implings that don't exist are just constantly in the way here, taking up slots. It's honestly probably going to be faster to just keep hopping worlds, unfortunately. So we will look around, looking for magpies, ninjas, and dragon implings in an effort to get an Amulet of Glory. There's a magpie. Magpie. Just stop him from running away. Catch him. We need to get the, I think it's 2 parts of the crystal key from these guys though, so it's gonna be a process. Oh, just catch it. And this is why we entangle it for all the time. Rings of Life. Well, we could have skipped that step. Gonna be plenty of alks. That's gonna be good too. Okay. So this is gonna be what we're doing for probably a while here. Many magpies, several ninjas, 6 or so dragon implings later, and 2 hours, there is a crystal key. And also, 449,000 coins, 5 pineapple seeds, 220 baby dragon bones, and a bunch of dragon dart tips. Gonna plant those, take these out of the coin pouch. Gets us up to 725k. Did have to go and buy more nature runes. Use the baby dragon bones on my altar, drop the dragon dart tips, because I can't make any use of them, and they're worth a little bit. And go to the crystal chest, get my dragon stone, go get a poison chalice for a +1 crafting boost, and make the amulet of glory. My goodness. This is what I wanted to avoid by just taking it off the wall in my house, but I couldn't. There is 76 prayer. That is leech ranged attack later. And here at 76 and a quarter prayer, we need to emergency stop doing this right now. Grab out our 198,000 coins from the green dragons, which puts us up to 910k. Acceptable. Was looking through the next updates coming, and there's a very important thing that we'd really like to get. So we're going to make our way there by doing more updates. On August 8th, 2008, 22 new worlds, just all over the place. All different countries, all different continents, just more space for people. And also, more themed worlds for all sorts of minigames and loot share and stuff like that. And if you want to get onto all these new worlds, there's new Wally cards and direct payments to Wally payment system things. There's so many different ways to get membership, it's kind of wild. And they're all going up in price soon, so here we go. Moving towards places, on August 12th, 2008, you can now right-click to quick travel in the Dorgashan Mines and Trino Village. Just makes getting through there easier, without needing to go through a bunch of extra dialogue. So that's nice. There's also right-click on player messages, so you can message them back. You can protect Calquat trees, and can't protect poison ivy, because the gardeners would take your payment for the poison ivy protection when it couldn't even get diseased in the first place. So, there you go. Also fixed some impossible sliding puzzles, roofs that wouldn't disappear, tons of other graphical glitches, things being the wrong color and wrong model and clipping together and making your skin different colors and just weird stuff. And also fixed being able to walk through a rope in the museum. Just skipping lines, going the wrong ways. All a mess. There's a fun thing that needs to be fixed. Anyways, in the Wizard's Tower, not on the roof, whole graphical updates here. New place, the Rune Crafting Guild. Requires level 50 rune crafting, which we just barely have here. Some interesting stuff in the Rune Crafting Guild, which looks like it's just another part of the tower. But it's also in Floating Nonsense Land, which is also slightly different from later things. Anyways, Rune Crafting Guild. There's some cool stuff here, like the map of the entire world. Look at that. Tells you where different rune crafting altars are at once you use the talisman with the map here. Not super important, but it's interesting. Just see the whole world from above here. Wild stuff. We also have a variety of wizards with important stuff they can do for us. like Wizard Veef. Ah, you'll help me, won't you? Help with what? You must join the Great Orb Project. It's a wonderful name, isn't it? All my idea. I'm sorry, haven't I told you what to do yet? No, what am I supposed to do? It's quite complicated, but a runecrafter of your caliber should have no trouble understanding. After all, most of the people they let in here are highly intelligent. The runecrafting altars are sources of energy. Energy, every time we craft runes, the energy comes out of the altars and into the essence. Sometimes too much energy comes out and forms into yellow energy orbs that hang in the air. These attract another form of energy from the surrounding space, which manifests as green orbs. The yellow orbs can be put back into the altar. The green orbs should be kept away. You can move the orbs around by attracting and repelling them using special wands. Give you a third wand to create barriers. Barriers will stop green orbs from getting to the altar. Yellow orbs are good, green ones are bad. Got that? How can you be sure you're right? But isn't it obvious? You just need to talk to Wizard. You need to take Wizard Helm's discoveries about the elemental rune energy signature and they extrapolate to all rune types. Then if you apply the Fever transformation to them, I assure you know the Fever trans equations. Well, of course you do. I shouldn't have asked. Anyway, if you do that, you'll easily see the signature of an external manifestation of rune crafting energy. Then you need to apply Wizard Mayonnaise theory of light. Wizard Veef continues at length, and you don't understand any of it. This is the Great Orb Project. We will help him. Help you with what? Just tell me what the rewards are here for the Great Orb Project. Yes, you told me what to do already. Excellent. No. Help. What to do, but what to actually do. But what's the rewards? Energy, orbs, all good. What's in it for me anyway? A sensible question, of course. I know you're busy and I wouldn't expect you to work for nothing. If you succeed in getting more yellow orbs into the altar than green team gets green orbs, you'll win the altar. You will be rewarded with rune essence for the capture. Wizard Elris and I have arranged a token scheme. Win the most altars, I give you tokens. Wizard Elris can exchange these for rewards. Talk to her for more details about how the tokens are awarded. So you get rewards for the Great Orb Project. Wizard Elris. You have the reward store. Welcome to the Runecrafting Guild. Like, what is this place? It's so fancy. This is the Runecrafting Guild. As I said, I set the guild up several years ago as a place for the most advanced runecrafters to work together. Work together towards what? Towards a greater understanding of runecrafting, of course. The basics of runecrafting were preserved when the first tower was destroyed, but many of the more advanced secrets remain unknown. What kind of secrets? Oh, nothing of interest to an adventurer such as yourself, I'm sure. I'm interested. We all have a project, adventurer. Katha and Veef are happy to involve junior runecrafters in their feud, but others prefer to keep their research private until it's revealed. An idea may be subjected to cruel ridicule if it's aired prematurely, as I've learned to my cost. You must forgive me if I'm not so forthcoming again. Go on, tell me. Come on, leave me be. Ah. So, what can we do here at the Runecrafting Guild? Wizard Akatha and Wizard Veef are running the Great Orb Project. Requires large numbers of runecrafters, so you should speak with them if you want to do something to do. Wizard Korvac has visited the Abyss and can repair abyssal pouches. I myself am working on a new kind of talisman, the Omni Talisman. Tell me about the Omni Talisman. I've spent many years studying the runecrafting talismans. I believe I can create a new form of talisman that combines the properties of all of them. This Omni Talisman will allow you to access any of the runecrafting altars. It can be combined with tiara or staff, just like any ordinary talisman. If you show me each type of known talisman, I'll create an Omni Talisman for you. For each talisman you show me, I'll also teach you a bit about runecrafting. I have no talismans, so never mind. The Omni Talisman. Very cool, because as I said, you can make it into a Omni Tiara. Then you can go to all the runecrafting altars. Or you can just go through the Abyss. That's also an option. And also, it's impossible for us to get the Omni Talisman, because there's a Soul Talisman released in 2017. So, that's not a thing we can do. There really is a lot of things here at the Runecrafting Guild that we can't do. Like the Great Orb Project. Let's get the information about rewards here. And do here... Ask about... There. Great Orb Project. The Orb Project... I beg your pardon. The Great Orb Project. It's truly fascinating. Wizards Acantha and Vive have found energy leaks from some of their runecrafting altars. They are recruiting teams of experienced runecrafters, such as yourself, to force the energy back in. Join one of the teams by speaking to Wizard Acantha or Wizard Vive. The wizards will have enough helpers. I'll open a portal to the air altar. Energy appears to form as floating orbs. You move by means of wands, track to repel them, and the Vive will give you one wand each. The goal is to move the correct color orb to the altar stone, while keeping the other orbs away. Wizard Acantha favors the green orbs, while Wizard Vive favors the yellow ones. You also have a third wand, which will allow you to create magical barriers to block the opposing team's orbs. After 2 myths, the team that absorbed the most orbs wins that altar. Then open a portal to the next altar in the sequence. If you visit all 8 altars, it'll be returned here. And what's in it for me? A fair question. Read for a token scheme that allows you to choose from several rewards. When you return from the last altar, your senior wizard will give you a number of tokens. You have 50 tokens per altar that your team captured, provided you contributed to the capture in some way. You also get an extra 100 tokens if your team captured more altars overall, or 50 extra if it's a draw. Exchange the tokens for rewards by speaking to me. Also find a rune essence appearing in your inventory at the end of each round. This is a side product of the absorption process. You're free to use it as you wish. Okay. So, which color orb is best then? Wizard Acantha believes the green orbs are best. Wizard Vive believes the yellow ones should help out the wizard whose team you join. What do you think? Does it matter? Of course it matters. Of course it does, of course it does. Careful which team you join then, except your reward tokens either way. Alright. And let's get the rewards from Great Orb Project here. Whole bunch of stuff. Like talismans for a bunch of the altars. Rune crafting outfits for matching with the green, yellow, or just regular old blue wizards outfits. Rune crafting gloves to also match with the outfit. And then later on the master rune crafting robes. Teleportation tablets to bring you to the altars and back here. And the runecrafting staff and essence. Runecrafting staff, you can put a talisman on the end of it, and it works like a runecrafting tiara, but wielded. And very expensive. But unfortunately, with the way that Ironman mode was originally introduced, many rewards from here are not accessible. You can only get the cosmetic looking robes here, and a singular blood altar teleport for later use. So really not much use of doing the Great Orb Project. But it's here. Also get a few essence while playing that you can technically make some runes out of, but not super impressive. Also probably some runecrafting XP, so that's technically something we can do. But again, meh. Last thing here, in the Runecrafting Guild, we have Wizard Korvac. He's got stuff going on. Over here. Ah! Don't sneak up on me like that. Sorry? And why are you so jumpy? I'm not jumpy, I'm insane! There's a difference. If you're insane, wouldn't you think you were sane and so would be insensible to the insanity that is you? You know. Beg your pardon? No, it's a fast way of saying yes, maybe no. Since I don't know the answer to your question, I give you all the answers. How'd you end up in such a rather peculiar mindset? They sent me to the place. They knew the Dark Wizards were there and someone betrayed them, us, so they sent me to spy to the place. They sent me and would not let me come back. Who sent you? What betrayal? He sits there with his spinning light, always thinking. One of us led them to a place where the pickaxe hammers, and so the betrayal happened. Please don't make me talk about it. Okay, we don't want to talk. You don't have to talk about it. He was sent to the abyss. Ah! And can you help me with Rune Essence pouches? You don't have any pouches I can repair. I can sell you a pouch, but only if you don't tell. I'd like to buy a pouch. Ah, coincident from my rock collection. You can sell a large and giant pouch for a substantial amount of money, and gives you free medium pouches. Or you can just go get the pouches yourself, but it's an option. Supposedly, if you don't want to do combat, or don't want to go to the abyss, there's a way to get some pouches for rune crafting purposes. So that's nice. Oh yeah. There's also some other things in here that don't exist yet. We're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. The Rune Crafting Guild. And Great Orb Project. Minigames, guilds, all sorts of updates. There's a green wizard over there. Very good. Gonna hang out in here for a little bit longer. Looking out the windows into nonsense place. Portal to nowhere. And such. While we finish up more of the updates here. On August 14th, 2008, Players Gallery, this time Barrows Brothers themed. Mostly from everyone enjoying the newer Barrows Brothers wallpaper that was recently released. So, lots of good stuff. On August 15th, 2008, some more information on future PvP updates. We got PvP worlds, PvP mini games, all sorts of stuff. Gonna have very interesting mechanics, some of these. Somewhat disastrous in some places, but we will worry about that when we get there. But then not actually worry about it, because they don't exist anymore, but yeah. Also, for some reason, at the bottom of this PvP updates news post, also get hints at new quests that are coming out. Sequels for the Rav storyline, the Summer storyline, and the biggest quest ever, coming soon. So that's going to be something to look out for. For now, we continue on to August 18th, 2008. It's membership price increase day. Woo! If you already have membership and you keep it up, you get grandfathered rates. They're going to be running a loyalty rate program. So if you have a whole year at the higher rate, you can switch it down to the lower rate. If you pay by cash, you'll get different amount of days based on the current rate that your account that you're getting the membership for is needing to pay. All the cards and other systems all still work. Maybe be changing prices too. It's a whole mess. And it's not going to be the last time. In case you wanted to spend even more money, you're in luck. On August 22nd, 2008, because the Jagex merch store is now a thing. Get some t-shirts, hoodies, mouse mats, wireless mouse, mugs, and you can also get the novel here. A whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Also, got the Guinness World Record for most popular free MMORPG for the second year in a row. So, well, that's fun. The membership portion is a much larger part of the game, though. So you can still play free-to-play stuff. That's still something. More free-to-play updates later. And that brings us to August 26th, 2008, where you can now skip the warning on the Plank Make spell. Dyes have had their GE prices updated. You can collect noted items from the Grand Exchange, or to not constantly fill up your inventory with thousands of things. So that's convenient for people that can trade. What we care about more, though, is the next quest, which is, scroll down here, all fired up. It requires Priest in Peril, 43 fire making, and 45 logs. Of any types of logs, this needs to be the same kinds, in batches. It's a whole thing. We need to head to Varrock. And we should probably also bring a tinderbox. Ignoring the crazy spinning quest symbol there. King rolled. How's it going? Talk about the kingdom. Greetings, Your Majesty. How fares the kingdom? The kingdom is at peace again after the battle of... Nope. Not the thing that's happening. Shh. Spoilers. Hello, Kingy. Or, we could also say, Greetings, Your Majesty. Hello, Your Majesty. I have to report that the situation at the Temple of Paradomus has been sorted. Misthalin's borders should once again be protected against the threats from Mauritania. Excellent, excellent. The Kingdom of Misthalin is in your debt. In my debt? Does that mean you're going to give me a fabulous reward for my efforts? Of course not. However, if it's rewards you're after, it occurs to me that you could be of even more service to the kingdom. And this time, there's payment in it for you. Ooh, tell me more. Well, you see, because of the mounting threats from Mauritania and the wilderness, the southern kingdoms have banded together to take action. We have constructed a network of beacons that stretch all the way from the source of the River Salve to the northwesternmost edge of the wilderness. Should there be any threats from these uncivilized lands, we'll be able to spread the word as fast as the light of flames can travel. So how could I be of help? The task itself should be rather straightforward. I need you to help us test the network of beacons to make sure everything is in order, in case the worst should occur. All fired up. Excellent. I'd be happy to help. Excellent. The Kingdom of Misthalin is eternally grateful. So what do I need to do? Talk to the head fire tender, Blaze Sharpeye. He'll explain everything. He is stationed just south of the Temple of Paterdomus, on the cliffs by the River Salve. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll seek out Blaze straight away. With speed, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. The security of Misthalin is in your hands. Alright. To the temple at Paterdomus. I'm gonna run over that way. No problems here. Just go past the lumberyard that totally exists. Anyways. Yeah. All fired up. We got a beacon network surrounding the entirety of the wilderness and a bit of Mauritania. It doesn't go down the River Salve towards, like, the desert areas. I guess that's fine. In theory, nothing should be able to actually cross that part of the river. Although we've dealt with some things. But anyways, running through here, past the gates to go over into the Silveria area. Past this mostly empty section here with not a bunch of stuff going on. Yep. Up towards the temple and over to Blaze Sharpeye here. Right on the edge of things. Quite the run, too. Out of run energy. Probably has something to do with all these logs we're carrying. My goodness. Anyways. Hi there. King Rold sent me. Said you could use a bit of help testing out this network of beacons. Indeed. This is excellent news. We desperately need someone to help us out. So, what exactly is going on? Well, King Roland has commissioned these lovely beacons to serve as an early warning system. We'll be able to see their huge, majestic flames from great distances. There are 14 beacons in total, spanning the south and west borders of the wilderness. Sounds like you've already got everything figured out. How do I fit into this? Well, to test these beacons, we need someone to light a couple of them for us, so we can determine whether or not they'll actually be visible. You mean you went out and built these huge things without knowing that they'd work? Don't interrupt. Now yours truly has recruited some of the sharpest eyes this side of the River Salve to look after the beacons and watch the horizon for signs of danger. In case of emergency, we've all got a supply of logs and can start a fire faster than a cat can sneeze. As soon as we spot a threat from the wilderness, or the glow from another beacon, we can light our own beacons and send a warning right across Misthalin, faster than any courier could ever run. We've agreed to use gnomish firelighters to color the flames of our beacons, fires in an actual emergency. So, it'll be safe to test the network with normal fires. So, what do you want me to actually do? I need you to light a couple of beacons for me to make sure we can see the glow from the flames over the horizon. So, first of all, you need to know how to light a beacon. our technique is super secret, but quite effective. All you do is put 20 logs of the same type on a beacon and set it on fire with a tinderbox. You really enjoy your job, don't you? Yes, yes I do. Now why don't you go over there and try lighting the beacon? Show us what you got. Does it matter what type of logs I use? Good question. Once you become more experienced, you'll see that it actually does take different types of logs and they last longer. However, for the purpose of this training, it doesn't make any difference at all. Might as well use normal logs. I got oak logs. That's fine. Add logs to the unlit beacon here. You want to add 20 logs of fire? You betcha. Eh. And that is how you put 20 logs all the way up here. Add it to the beacon. Looking good. And we light it. And it's nice and fiery. Blaze, do you appreciate this fire? I see you've managed to successfully light the beacon. I've mastered our super secret beacon lighting technique. Well done. Well, it's not like it was all that complicated. Well, apparently, not for someone of your fire-making caliber and expertise. Now you got the hang of things. We can get this show on the road. Like you can be so kind as to light the beacon to the west and report back to me. Make sure I can clearly see its glow on the horizon. Where can I find this beacon? It's near the limestone quarry, northeast of Varrock, west of the Rag and Bone Man's hovel. My colleague, Squire Fire, is tending that beacon. She'll help you out if you run into any trouble. Okay? Again, it doesn't matter what kind of logs we use. So we're just going to get some regular logs from here in the valley. I guess we're going to be in the situation where we got the, at this point, quite new multi-log from regular tree situation. Originally, only possible with a later achievement diary. There's plenty of trees here though, so running between them, it's all fine. Just makes the extremely early game woodcutting a little bit less annoying. That's alright. Jump, jump, jump. Also making progress towards a group Ironman achievement, which is technically available to everyone. I don't know if the full group Ironman achievements are. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we get 20 more logs, which just fits in our current inventory setup here. Things we could have dropped if necessary would have been the Staff of Fire. That would have been one more. And after that, would have been a little bit more annoying. Because we liked having the money and the teleports. And to go make another axe would have been annoying. And also we kind of need the axe right now, so. It's definitely something here. It's definitely something. So yeah. Might have also changed the respawn speed of various trees with all the woodcutting updates. So, in total, we get there. We get there. Jump, jump, jump. So this is 40 out of the 45 logs required. So once we have inventory space, we're just going to get another 5 logs here. Now we got a new section here. Just go up this side. Here is Squire Fire. How's it going? Hi there. I'm helping Blaze and King Rolled test the beacon network. Can you see it from here? Blaze said you have pretty sharp eyes. Of course I can see it. I haven't spent my entire life practicing my seeing skills for nothing. I have to report that the fire near Blaze is burning brightly. Terrific. Blaze has asked me to light the fire here as well, so you can see how things look from his vantage point. Be my guest. Okay. And we'll add the logs to the beacon. Here's 20 more logs. And lighting 20 logs all at the same time gives some experience after the quest. Not right now. So there is the fire. Head back to Blaze. There's the odd old man. Still just chilling. Limestone rocks. All kinds of good stuff. Right over here. And this whole thing, which is later. It's always wild just running past things that don't exist yet. It's a whole situation out here. Okay. Hey Blaze, how's it going? Ah, hardcore ultimate Ironman, Artic. You're back. Great news, I can see you've managed to light the beacon over yonder. Many thanks. You can really see it from this far away. Absolutely. I can see a warm, delicious glow on the horizon. If you have sharp eyes, you know what to look for. It's trivial. It's right there. We are further render distance still here. So, it's all the way over there. It's so far away. This beacon, however, is struggling at the moment. Do you see how the flames have died down? Yes, the fire is a bit smaller and the logs look rather charred. If a beacon's fire starts to die down, you can restore it to its blazing glory by adding 5 logs. You wouldn't mind topping this one up for me, would you? Oh, how I love to see things burn. Oh, alright then. More fire for me! Backing away now. We didn't chop the 5 logs. We're gonna go chop the 5 logs now. This is a whole process of many, many logs here. It's definitely a system. We have 96 wood cutting though, so we can definitely chop some logs. That's not a huge issue. Even with the multi-log system, sometimes it's only one. Well, that's fine. Chop, chop, chop. Not like we're really going to be chopping a huge number of regular logs anyways, so it all works out. Let's top up the 20 log fire that's almost going out with 5 more logs. That should burn for the same amount of time as the first 20, obviously. 5 more logs, and it is back to full power. Lovely stuff. It blazes. We've added more logs to the beacon. It's now blazing away. Beautiful. Mesmerizing. Blaze. Yes, it's you again. Brilliant work and incandescent effort. So what now? We're all pretty pleased with the results of the trial run and are gearing up for some more serious testing. There's a lot at stake, so we'll need to test out the entire network as soon as possible. When's all this to take place? Immediately, I'm sure. We're just waiting for word from King Rold. Speaking of which, have you reported back to him the progress we've made? Not yet, I'm afraid. Well, what are you waiting for? This is a serious matter. I'm sure King Rold is on the edge of his throne, waiting for the news. And I'll get right on that. Oh yeah. That is 2 beacons. We're definitely not covering the entire wilderness here just yet. It is a work in progress, that's for sure. Let's get back to the king here. Just easily done. With the house. With all the portals. It's a good time. Anywho. Alright. Beacons. And testing the entire system. We'll get right on that in a little bit here. For right now, it's time to turn in the quest. We're gonna open the door, talk to the king. Hey, king. Talking about all fired up. So many things we talked to King Rold about. Oh, it's you again. Hello there. I'm happy to report that the beacon network seems to be working as expected. Excellent. I'm delighted to hear it. So, what about that reward you promised? What happened to the days when adventurers felt rewarded in full by knowing of their knowledge of a job well done? Well, before my time, I'm afraid. Well, I suppose a king must stick to his word. Mind you, let me stress how grateful we are. How grateful we'd be if you continue helping us test the beacons. There's much more to be done, and this is but a pittance compared to what I'm willing to offer for further assistance. Quest completed. 1 quest point, 5,505 making XP, 20,000 coins, and access to the all-fired-up Beacon Network minigame. Alright. Let's talk about this Beacon Network minigame. Talk about beacons. I wonder if you could tell me more about the beacons. Of course, what would you like to know? What else needs to be done to test the Beacon Network? What doesn't need to be done is more like it. We need to make sure the entire Beacon Network is as robust as possible. I'd be extremely grateful if you'd help us by trying to keep as many beacons alight simultaneously as you possibly can. How does that help? Well, obviously, it helps us verify that all beacons are in good working order, of course. The more testing, the better, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I have generous rewards for you if you manage to keep 6, 10, and all 14 beacons alight simultaneously. However, I'd be positively delighted if you continue on testing them day and night over and over, relentlessly and without ceasing. As this means a great deal to you. Oh, it does. Safety of one's kingdom is of paramount importance, you know. Do you have any other questions for me? Tell me about the rewards. Well, it's all well and good to have a network of beacons, but it's important to make sure it works properly and remains working. Thus, I'm willing to offer various rewards if you're willing to help me out. There are rewards available for keeping 6, 10, and all 14 beacons alight simultaneously. For keeping 6 beacons alight, I'm prepared to grant you a ring that will aid your fire making. For keeping 10 beacons alight, grant you a pair of gloves that will work well in combination with the ring. For keeping all 14 beacons alight, well, I have the magnificent Inferno Adze, a fire-enchanted tool for both woodcutting and mining. Prepared to part with it, I think you'll find it great use. How do I claim these rewards? Just like the beacons, if you manage to keep the requisite number of lights simultaneously, return to me and I'll have your reward waiting. But how do you know I've kept them lit? Oh, don't you worry about that. I have eyes and ears. Is there anything else? Huh. Well, that should be good. Then be gone. I'm a busy man. Alright. Ring of Fire, keeping the 6 beacons lit, requires level 62. Flame Gloves, with the 10 beacons, is 79, which is, coincidentally, exactly the amount of fire-making levels we have. And then the Inferno Adze, with all the beacons, requires level 92 fire-making. So that's pretty substantial. Also, the rewards, you need to, if you are in a situation where you are constantly dropping things because you don't have a bank, you need to do the beacon network again, lighting the correct number of beacons to reclaim the rewards, until 2018, where you can just get them all back at any time for free. Once you've actually gotten them the first time, of course. Well, that's not everything with the beacons. There's one more thing we need to deal with. All around the place. Starting back at the beginning with Blaze here. Hello, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Back for more, are you? Well, King Roll did say that you could use some help giving the entire beacon network some serious testing. Could we ever? There are 14 beacons in all, spanning the south and west borders of the wilderness. What we really need is for someone to try to keep alight as many beacons as possible, all at the same time. I should warn you, it's not as easy as it sounds. Some beacons are harder to light than others, and there may be burning issues you have to resolve before you can access each beacon. The more testing we do, however, the more prepared we'll be in case of adversity. If you're interested in helping, I suggest you plan a route, and give it a trial run or two, just to make sure you can get where you need to go. You have everything you need. It requires some specialist skills, but you'll be well rewarded. Not to mention the job satisfaction. You are not only doing a great service for the Southern Kingdoms, but what could be better than spending every moment of one's life starting big, long lines of fire? Blaze? Sorry. So, yes, do you have any burning questions for me? Could you look after this beacon for me? Of course. Once the beacon is lit, just leave 5 logs with me. I'll take care of the fire for as long as I can. The Beacon Keeper System. Attack back. The keepers can watch the beacons and top them off for you, which could be helpful. You can tell me of the other beacons, but of course, just have a look at my map. The beacon map. Here we are at the first beacon. It's out, and the next one is also out, because that's as far as you can see. And then information from the other beacons is not available. Talk to Blaze. Is it possible to get information about beacons that are further away? I can tell you about the state of the beacons in either direction, up to the last fires that are lit. I could probably tell about the other beacons as well, but I need the help of a macaw. A macaw. Yes, macaws have the ability to fly high into the air, see things that are much further away. They're also highly intelligent. Be trained to provide the exact information I need for a complete overview of the beacon network. Bring the keepers a macaw pouch, which we could totally make. Then you can see all the beacons at the same time. Oh boy. And some other questions. Fire at will. What we're lighting the beacons. Does it make a difference what type of logs I use? Oh, of course it does. Beacon's fire will stay lit for a certain amount of time, depending on the type of log you use on it. In general, the harder a log is to light, the longer it will burn on the beacon. How long are we talking about here? Well, a beacon load with normal logs will burn for roughly 10 minutes, but a beacon load with magic logs will burn for about 20 minutes. So if you want a beacon to burn for a long time, you're better off using logs that are more difficult to light. What about when I give you logs to a fire tender to burn for me? Does the log type matter then? Yes, to some extent. If you tend the fire yourself, I suspect you'll get a slightly better result, no matter what type of log you use. If you leave logs with us, however, we'll do our best for you. All of us are pretty experienced at looking after fires. There's only so much we can do. So apparently they are worse at this, despite being all the people are assigned to do this job. Wild. More questions. Tell me about the rewards. Warnings. Why does your voice go all gooey? Why is I? Well, warnings. If fire tenders like to be useful, we don't want to bother you with unnecessary chat when you're busy with urgent business. If you'd like, we warn you before you use logs on the beacons or give us stacks of logs for beacon tending, or we can just keep quiet. Which would you prefer? Using logs on beacons, but not giving logs to fire tenders. Giving logs to fire tenders, but not using logs on beacons. We really don't need any warnings here. What if this was added later? We'll just take the... nothing for now. Warning me about nothing. Will do. If you change your mind, just let me know. So we'll just be able to add everything as quickly as possible. Keep moving. If we wanted to actually do this, we do have some benefits here that are going to help us quite a lot. We can stack the logs in all the beacons, and they don't go away. So we don't need to worry about the fact that we only have enough space to have one beacon worth of logs at any given time. So we'd go chop a whole pile of logs. Honestly, probably you or magic logs, just to have the fires last long enough. Put them all in, and then run to all the beacons. And now we're going to run to all the beacons. First one here, up here at the mouth of the river, near Mortania. Requires 43 fire making. That was the requirement for the quest, so we just got there anyways. Next one is up. The other one we did during the quest. Up there. And that also requires 43 fire making. And then it's on to the wilderness area proper. Although slightly different because of the everything here. Level 48 requirement here for this beacon. Here is Ori. He will only help keep the beacon if you've completed Family Crest. There's a lot of other requirements for keeping it going. We really don't need the keepers, honestly. So we don't really worry about that. So I'm not gonna do that. Next beacon. It's gonna be a little bit further here. This one right here. With 53 fire making to light the beacon. And they want a white tree fruit in order to help watch over it for us. And that requires Garden of Tranquility, which we've already done, of course. Most of the requirements we already have here. Next up we got Waldo guarding this beacon. Just kind of out in the wilderness, which is definitely more dangerous when the wilderness was actually a dangerous place. But anyways, they have no problems watching the beacon for us. And it's level 59. And that is not bad. Continuing on. Near Edgeville here is the next beacon. Get a little bit further. Here it is. This one not in the wilderness. Say random if it's in the wilderness or not. Kind of probably just depending on how much more of a hot spot in the wilderness here would have been. Except the wilderness is Revenants now, and then it's PvP, and then it's not. It's, yeah. Anyway, it's here. Requires level 62 fire making. And you need to complete the Stronghold of Security for your job to help out. So that's something. Next beacon is up here near the monastery, requiring level 68 firemaking. In order to use it, you need to have joined the monastery, therefore 31 prayer. Well, that's easy enough. And then Brother Fintan here wants you to have 53 prayer in order for him to actually help you out with the beacon. So yeah. And then we have this whole mountain in the way, which is a little awkward. Also not a great spot to try to have a setup of things going with the whole Black Knights right there. So if something from the wilderness was to just climb up the back of the Black Knight's fortress, we'd be a little bit exposed here, unfortunately. So we need to go to the next beacon, which is over in Goblin Village. It's a little bit of a run here. It all works out though. This is, again, things you need to consider when actually lighting all the beacons, because you need to get to all these places in a quick enough amount of time before the other beacons go out. So, planning things, like, say, having a Goblin Village telesphere here, would be very helpful. Yeah, a bunch of goblins in the Goblin Village. Go up here. We have Stub Thumb and his beacon, requiring level 72 firemaking, completion of Land of the Goblins to even use the beacon, and then Stub Thumb wants a Davy Kebbit hat from Ooglog in order to help actually look after the beacon here. Well, that's pretty amusing. Next, we were going to be going to Burthorpe. So we can get there a little quicker by going to the house, or even quicker if we were to go make a games necklace. That would teleport us further up towards Burthorpe. And that would be quicker. Because even with the best logs, it's definitely still worth getting places quicker. So you make sure things just work here. All the way over in the corner of town here, we've got the beacon. We can't actually get up there, because we've got the climbing pegs here, which need to be repaired. We're requiring 56 smithing and 2 iron bars. We repair the pegs so we can climb up to the beacon. And for some reason, the beacon guardian here is John Ball, a cat here. So in order to ask them to help, you need to have the Amulet of Cat speak. How exactly a cat is going to be pushing 5 logs into a raging fire is a question, but that seems fine. Usable with 76 firemaking. Next one is actually in the wilderness here. So once again, we're doing a some in, some out kind of situation. I'm just going to get up there. I'll just run past our green dragons we've been killing. It's working out nicely. Yep. The green dragons are literally kind of right here. Right next to the beacon. Where we need to repair the ladder with 42 construction, 2 planks, and 4 nails. We can climb up here and use this beacon with level 79 firemaking. So essentially this is the last one we can do, and would be enough to get the flame gloves along with the ring of fire. In order for Crate to help us, we need to complete Troll Romance and My Arm's Big Adventure, which we have. And that's chest. That's something different. And also later. Anyways. Next spot, we need to go to Trollheim, which is this one. When I got some fire runes for this. Very helpful. Very cool. And then we just take a shortcut down this way, and around this way, and up this way. Trollheim. quite a place. Quite a mess. Just need to go and take one bit of the shortcut here that goes towards the wilderness, but not actually into the wilderness. Question is if we can get back down this way. You can't get back from the wilderness. That's okay. So here we are, climbing this cliffside up to the beacon here. I guess this is... No, this is the 8-3. The requirements for the last guy was a raw or cooked lava eel, so partial hero's quest. This guy here, Egg, wants us to complete Troll Romance and My Arm's Big Adventure. And this beacon requires level 83 firemaking. Okay. So I don't need to jump down into the wilderness this way. That would be unhelpful. Instead, it's gonna run past the thrower trolls here and head over towards the God Wars dungeon and everything that involves. Like all these ice wolves and all that. Squeeze through here and protect melee for the wolves. Deal with the fact that we're gonna get our stats drained and everything here. Not a good time. But then, all the way up this way, got some rocky handholds that we need to climb up. Part of an agility requirement to get up here in the first place, probably. And then up here we've got even more handholds. Nanook, a Arctic bear here that needs us to have 81 summoning to speak to them for the whole keeper bit. But repairing this windbreak is also necessary. And that requires 60 crafting and 3 jute, which we just went ahead and farmed up. So that's under control. And that beacon up there is 87 firemaking. Just drop down to the wilderness here. Enjoy all the ridiculous additions of different monsters in different places, like these dark beasts. Rude. And then continue making our way further here. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much more dangerous. This is the last requirement that we need to actually access beacons, is here at this ladder, which can be repaired with 70 smithing and 2 iron bars, or 59 construction with 2 planks and 4 nails. We're just going to use the planks and nails here and get attacked by a glacior. Awesome. Get out of here, glaciers. You don't exist. Can't use this in combat. That's fantastic. My goodness. Ow. Alright, there's glaciers here. That's not ideal. Also dying. Anyways, this beacon here is the first one that doesn't even have a keeper. So exactly how this is supposed to work for, like, actually having it be a defensive network is a question. But it does require level 89 firemaking. Let's see if we can get through the wilderness here safely in order to see the last beacon. We got glaciers, we got ice strike worms, which shouldn't be aggressive. None of these are supposed to be here. There should be ice warriors and ice giants here, not living wyverns either. This is not a safe place. There's another beacon up there. It requires 92, and there's no one there. Alright. I am getting out of here. This is not a safe place to be. The wilderness. Hate it. So that's going to make it a challenge to get to these last 2 beacons with all the crazy monsters in the way. We don't need to worry about that since we don't have 92 firemaking. So we can't even use those yet. So instead, we're just not going to worry about it. Low enough wilderness level. Let's get out of here. My goodness. Unsafe. Unsafe. Ridiculous stuff. More or less dangerous than other players being out there that could attack us? That is the question. Anyways, that about takes care of that. Recharge our prayer, go get some food, fight some stuff, destroy this uncharted island map that doesn't exist out here. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's a system. mostly we could use it if we ever wanted to train some more fire making here. Would be good to have the bonus experience from the gloves and ring. But we don't really need to train fire making right now. Not our current goals. But our current goals are going to be much, much faster experience in certain things, with the very important update that I talked about at the beginning. That has to wait for next time. Goodbye.